Pile number 1, hello and welcome to your reading. If you guys chose the Void card, this spread is going to be for you. So just a small disclaimer, if you see me looking from anywhere here to about here, I'm just using my mirror to mirror scry and look deeper into the energies. Okay, so pile number 1, connecting to your base energy. Alright, so I'm getting a few different scenarios here. If you are thinking about an ex, what this is saying is that the ex that's on your mind sees you as someone who has moved forward. The person that's on your mind in general sees you as someone who started a new life, new path, new way of approaching the world. The version of you that you are presenting to the world around you, this person doesn't feel like they know this version of you very well, or they don't feel like they're very close to you anymore like what they once were. I also just heard the person that's on your guys' mind is someone that sees you as going through a release process, or have been through something like a release process of either releasing them and the connection that you guys shared, releasing a problem, an issue, or releasing a connection, like a fight to keep the connection alive, together, connected, if that makes sense. Let's go ahead and take a deeper look, guys. What does the person on my pile number 1's mind secretly think about them, please? So we have the Pillar. Secretly, this person thinks you are someone who is very positive, very uplifting, someone who has a really bright sort of energy, optimistic, someone who has very high ideals, and they secretly think that you're someone who has the ability to create whatever it is that you wish to experience in your life. This person secretly thinks that you are deserving of what it is that you are wanting and working toward, or what it is that you are looking for. This person also thinks that you stand up for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You stand up for what it is that you believe in. And I think this person thinks that you can't, or at least this person thinks that you think you can't have connections with people around you that don't align with your belief system, your thoughts, your opinions, where it is that you want to go in life. This person secretly thinks that you guys were compatible but not sustainable in the long run. Whether this is in love, partnership, as in like work, career, or friendship, social circles. This person secretly thinks that you guys share quite a defined difference between you two. Does that make sense? I don't know how else to really word that. So this person also secretly thinks that you are someone who's very creative, very, very passionate. They see you as someone who also has the ability to, once again, take independent action towards creating what it is that you want. This person also thinks that you are someone who has gone through a lot of connections that only kind of perpetuated false ideas. I would say this person secretly thinks that you have kind of hurt yourself in the past and put yourself through things that you didn't really need to go through. I just heard, so you've had to put in a lot of hard work to get yourself out of situations that you didn't want to be in, that didn't authentically resonate or reflect who it is that you are as an individual. You know what I'm saying? This person also thinks that you've had a lot of hurt, once again, around connections, around responsibilities, around duties. Perhaps this person secretly thinks that you've had a lot of connections where people let you down. People didn't really stick to what it was that they said they were going to do, who it was that they said that they were. And this person believes that you have gone away to kind of work on yourself, focus on your wants, focus on what is going to heal you, what is truly in need of healing within yourself. This person also thinks that you are someone who gives a lot of good advice, and you promote a lot of good beginnings for people outside of you. Your energy, this person secretly thinks that you promote a lot of peace, a lot of compassion, a lot of nurture, a lot of understanding. And this person also thinks that you have a lot of time. You know what I'm saying? in all honesty, pile number one, the person that's on your mind didn't appreciate the time, attention, love, nurture, compassion that you put into them, the wisdom that you shared with them, the doors that you opened for them. They didn't really see these things in the beginning, and now they do. You know what I'm saying? So how do they feel about my pile number ones? Secretly, this person feels like the arguments and the fights, or the things, the drama that you guys went through, experience, was necessary. With the thinking man being here, this person secretly thinks that if you called them out on some BS, this person knows that what you're saying, wow, it wasn't very far from the truth, and you brought up very many valuable pointers or focuses that they should consider. And that's what this person is currently thinking about you and feeling about the whole situation. This person feels like you are defensive or very protective over yourself now. But that's because you are working on something that's very valuable to you, that will outstand the test of time, trial and tribulation. This person is saying that they get it now. If you wait, let me just quickly see, sorry, is that right? Did I just hear that correctly? Yes. Yeah, this person gets you now. I thought I heard that, but I wasn't sure. So I just wanted to be sure with my pendulum. This person understands what you're doing, why you did what you did, why you move the way that you move, and why you are protective in the ways that you are. But this person also secretly thinks that you are still vulnerable. Pile number one, they still think you're vulnerable, because if you see with the hostility card, I was drawn to the man not wearing his helmet but having his sword up on guard. So this is saying you're protective, and you're learning how to set better boundaries, you're learning how to set better standards, and you're teaching other people how to treat you. You know what I'm saying? But this person still sees you vulnerable within your mind. So this person probably tries to come back and play mind games with you, manipulate your thoughts or the way that you perceive things. And this is the way that this person tries to like infiltrate your energy, and I can see it. Like literally, I can see it. This person has done a lot of work behind the scenes to try and get close to you, or to try to influence you in ways that goes against what it is that you are truly wanting for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So who is the person that is on the mind of my pile number ones, please? Just real quick. Thank you. So this is someone who was very ambitious, very goal orientated. They are someone who probably thought that they were the gift of God to the earth around them. This person is also someone who is very anxious. They tie themselves up in problems that don't actually exist. And when there are no problems, this person probably creates a lot of issues and a lot of problems themselves. I would say this person has a lot of fear that they don't talk about. And they kind of push it down to a point where they hope no one else can detect their fear within them. So they're very much a neglect of who it is that they truly are, what it is that they truly want, their sense of belonging. They're also someone who's very resistant to taking accountability over the outcomes that they create for themselves. And then they find themselves in situations where they just prolong the ending of conflict. And then they wonder why they're so like serious and life is so like bleh to them. You know what I mean? Because it's all like them. They are their problem. And I think you've probably said this to them as well in the past, that they are their own problem and they need to do self-work to get, you know, the results that they are wanting, that they're happy with. So that is the person that is on your mind. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at how it is that people who cross you every single day secretly see you, feel about you, pile number ones. Now, let's see here. I just heard well done. Some of you sing. Those of you who have come to view pile number one who sing, but do it in private and do it quietly. People around you have heard you, and they love your voice. They think that you have healing within your vibrations, within your voice. Yeah. For others of you, now going back to the well done message that I heard, people who cross you every single day see as though you've gone through a lot of death and rebirth cycles. You have evolved yourself further than how people had identified you. Does that make sense? So like if you cross people at work every day but they're not close to you, they can tell the differences that you have been making in your life, the steps that you've taken to better yourself and to better your life. People around you see that. A lot of people also, for those of you who are active on your spiritual journey, people understand that you're a medium. They can see it. With the skull being in the background here, people think that you talk to forces beyond this realm, beings, deities. I just heard some people think that you speak with deities secretly, or some people might secretly think you had a past life as a deity. Not all of you, but that's just some of you who are active on your spiritual journey. For others of you who didn't resonate with any of that, some people outside of you identify with you as being someone who has lost a lot of things that you once saw as beautiful, very meaningful to you, but that you've come out on top because you made the best of where you found yourself in life, and you did the best that you could to grow and cultivate goodness out of all this badness. You know what I'm saying? People around you also secretly think, pile number one, that you are someone who isn't afraid to be bold, take the risk, take independent action towards creating what it is that you want. People think you are someone who knows what's best for you. You know what I mean? People outside of you see you as someone who can reach impossible things almost, because in the background here there's a goat. And what this is saying is that you have the ability to go places other people don't and can't. You have the ability to reach heights that people can't imagine about or for themselves. And that's what people secretly think about you. And as I look down on the timer, I saw 11:55. So a lot of people believe that once you get an idea in your mind, that you are very, very quick to make that idea come into form, to come into manifest. And people see you as very, very powerful. People see you as one of a kind. And I just heard, you're so very beautiful. You have a lot of admirers, whether you know this or not, pile number one. People see the true beauty about you. It comes through you when you're focused on what it is that you're building. Your results speak for you a lot of the time, and that's what people think about you as well. People also say that you have a connection to your ancestry, your ancestral line. Once again, this is going back to the mediumship message. Some people think you are a divinationist, or you have native background, lineage that has been around for like ever. So that some people think that you're an old soul, and that you're someone who is very focused, very grounded, very good at using what it is that they are given, and then combining what it is that they have with their skill sets to grow and create the best possible things. Can you see on the ancestors card there is a figure, but there's a whole bunch of roots here, and I'm not actually sure if you can see it because my camera quality, but there is. And what this is talking about is that you have the ability to really set the foundation and build something up from nothing, you know. And that's what people really think about you around you secretly, pile number one. I just want to take a look at this. What are people secretly thinking about pile number one as a person? What are people secretly thinking about pile number one in their spiritual journey? As a person. Ooh, so sorry. So as a person, people think that you're working really hard to achieve manifesting the changes it is that you have set your mind on. People believe that you'll let go of a lot so that you can create the space to receive a lot more. And people see you as someone who's very adaptable, very agile, someone who is very aware of themselves and their presence in this world around them. People think that you're someone who is very creative in your approaches to life as well, and in your approaches to understanding your situations that you're in, so that you can then take control of the situations that you're in and then redirect the course, if that makes sense. So that's what people think about you as a person. You have the ability to create whatever it is that you want, and you have the ability to overcome even the worst situations in life. compassion. In your spiritual journey, people see you as a master of nurture, a master of the divine feminine energy. People see you as someone who has the ability to transmute negative energy or stressful energy. And also they see you as someone who is a master of the crown chakra, or the third eye. So you have the ability to see through confusion, lies, deceit, situations that don't make sense, and you're very good at bringing clarity to these things, tying up loose ends and bringing end to things like karmic patterns, cycles that aren't good, habitual behaviors that are harmful for the self and other people. You give perspective to people about how important compassion is through your spiritual journey, and you've taught people about the healing behind this wisdom. So that's what people are secretly thinking about you in your every single day life, pile number one. I just want to next take a look at what spirits secretly are thinking about you before we close. So how is it that spirit is secretly seeing pile number one at this time? We have the dinosaur friends. That's how spirit is seeing you, how they feel. It is represented by impossible things and how they perceive your journey so far. How does spirit perceive pile number one's journey? Okay, so starting off, starring the last placement. How spirit perceives your journey so far is that they see you as someone who has had to take time out to reconsider your alliances and figure out what sort of connections are best for you and that you are best in for others. Spirit see you as someone who needs and has gone through a lot of changes within your connections. Once again, it's kind of just reclarifying everything that was said prior to now. Spirit sees you as someone who has amazing creativity, because in the background there's a lot of spider webs here, so you've found really creative ways to get yourself out of situations that weren't good for you, that were harmful for you, that you knew were just holding you back from you being the best versions of yourself, holding you back from taking care of yourself, working in your own best interest, and then also listening to your instincts. A lot of people talked you out of you listening to yourself and getting to know yourself in the past, and these are the sorts of people spirit perceive you as working on moving away from or reformulating boundaries, standards, and the connection itself. How spirit secretly feel for you is that you've already worked through so much disbelief, either about yourself, the possibilities in life, and the untapped potential it is that you still hold. Spirit still believe, and secretly, that you guys are still formulating a fresh perspective of yourself, of your connections, of your life, in every area of your life. How it is that you work with spirit, they secretly feel as though you've understood spirit through understanding who it is that you are. You know what I'm saying? And I believe they feel as though you are someone who has a very open mind, which helps them to connect with you. Spirit likes to move through the way it is that you find inspiration, the way it is that you think, the way it is that you operate within, how it is that your mind and your heart move in sync, the way it is that your gut instinct moves in sync with your heart's guidance and also your logical mind. Spirit think that you are someone who has amazing ideals, amazing visions, and that you share an amazing connection with the mystical realm of things. Perhaps you are people who connect to things like fairies, mythical creatures, I don't know, things from different realms. You know what I'm saying? That's how spirit perceive you, and secretly feel about you, that you have connection to beings that live beyond yonder, the third dimension. You know. So how it is that they see you as a person, that you have so many treasures that you were naturally born with, that you haven't embraced completely yet, because you're still learning about the natural skill sets and talents that you were born with. Spirit sees you as someone who is working on healing the inner child and working on healing patterns that you were conditioned with. Spirit also sees you as someone who is very beautiful, in your ways of being, and you are someone who is an old soul. Once again, with the dinosaurs being here, you have a long connection to many different timelines, and they might not have always been in this dimension, by the way, pile number 1. So if you're a believer in star seeds, I would definitely say that you are one of those. I would also say that you guys could be Heyoka empaths, mediums, philosophers, and physics, people who look into physics, quantum physics perhaps, or like the metaphysical realm. This is how spirits see you. So pile number 1, those are the messages that I have for you today. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope this has provided good information for you guys and has come a positive service. But with all that being said, until next time, bye. Pile number 2, hello and welcome to your reading. Thank you guys so much for being here today. So just a small disclaimer before we jump in. If you see me looking from anywhere here to about here, I'm just mirror scrying, just so you guys know, and I don't look crazy looking off into the nothing. So I added an extra part to the read. I want to take a look at how it is that spirits secretly feel, think, and perceive you in your journey. So the way that we'll approach this is that we'll start off with the person that's on your mind, how it is that they secretly think about you. Then we're going to take a look into a general spread at how people who cross you in your everyday life secretly think and feel about you. Then we'll take a look at spirit, yeah? So if that sounds like something you're interested in, this reading is going to be for you guys. And just once again, while I'm connecting to your energy, I'm very grateful that you guys are here spending this time with me. So what I just heard was Metatron. You guys have ascended a lot in this lifetime. This is just a general message before we jump into what the person on your mind is thinking about you. Spirit is just giving me a general understanding. Now, I mentioned this in pile number 1, and you might have followed through from there, but if not, you guys are star seeds. Now, I don't have very vast knowledge on star ancestry, so I'm just going with what I'm being told here at the minute is the bridge. You guys have connections to places like the Pleiades, Arcturian, Andromedan, light beings. I don't know, but I got shown Egypt, and then I was shown the summer solstice, and something about alignments there. Perhaps you guys might have felt as though you had a deep connection to places like Peru, places like Egypt, Babylonia, Atlantis, Numeria, places that are ancient, that are sacred, at least in our history and knowledge today. So the person that's on your mind, pile number 1, this person thinks that you are someone who has divine connection and the ability to transmute energy through focus and concentration. The person that's on your mind believes that you are someone who is wholly sacred, that you are someone who has esoteric knowledge and a special connection with the universe, with God, with spirit. The person that's on your mind also sees you as someone who's like a priest or a priestess. The person that's on your mind also sees you as someone who has deep knowledge about healing, how to use universal chi to heal, how to use intentions to heal, how to use Reiki, the chakra system, psychology, anything like that. Some of you guys might also use astrology to help people identify with the pains, the traumas, the suffering it is that they've went through, and you teach people how to understand these certain alignments and energy contributions. At least this is the perception that the person on your mind holds of you secretly. They think you are someone who is very, very masterful, which is why I heard Metatron in the beginning. That they see you as someone who is masterful over your own alignments as well as your practice, whatever that might be. It doesn't have to be spiritual. It doesn't have to be anything that I've highlighted. It could just literally mean your profession. This person sees you as someone who is like a perfectionist within your profession, if that makes sense, because I just heard that. Let me just make sure. Did I hear that accurately? My Clair-audience is a bit off today. I did. Okay, that's good. I don't know why. I'm not hearing things very clearly today. The person that's on your mind might also feel as though that you're someone who is very cautious with what sort of opinions, advices that you listen to and take on. So the person that's in your mind also believes that you are someone who has the ability to heal situations, to attain, what would be the word, important information from the situations that you have been in. So I don't know, perhaps you are someone who gives really good relationship advice, self-connection advice. This person sees you as someone who is very calm within your energy, someone who is focused on finding the truth and connecting to understanding, connecting to formulating acceptance within groups or larger communities. This person secretly sees you as someone who works not just for themselves, but everyone around them that they keep in their space, even beyond that. I think this person sees you as someone who works for times ahead, not just the time that you're in and not just the time you came from. Does that make sense? It's like you're here to be a catalyst of change for the future. And that's how this person sees you. They sees you as someone who is an asset as well, and someone who's done a lot of work to develop yourself into who it is that you've become today. They see you as someone who has outgrown a lot of like unhealthy things from your past and unhealthy connections, toxic self-punishment sort of things. You know what I mean? This person sees you as someone who has a lot of good wisdom and a lot of good advice because of how much you've grown through and how much you've been through as an individual. And I'm seeing something else. Generosity. It's your generosity. I just heard a song from Mary Poppins. What's... Feed the birds, tuppence a bag. Sorry, I'm just speeding up the lyrics that I was just shown. So what that is telling me is that you're someone who has the ability to stretch your resources. This is someone who sees you as someone who would never turn someone away, who actually comes to you seeking true help. They see you as someone who is patient and someone who is kind, someone who has large purpose or like important purpose in this lifetime, if that makes sense. So how is it that the person on pile number one's mind currently secretly sees them, currently secretly feels about them, currently secretly perceives their life path? Alright, so how they currently secretly see you is represented by the paradox. Yeah, once again, you guys have been through extremes of life. I would say that you are someone who came up from the bottom. So it's like either one, you were someone who was a strong disbeliever and then came to another extreme and became a full-blown believer, a full-blown understander of religion, spirituality, things like that. You could also be someone who was like had addictions in your younger years to then grow through these addictions and later to come to be clean and living a complete different life to what it was that you once did in your younger years. This person sees you as someone who is a master of the light and dark aspects within yourself, and that's quite literal with the paradox card being here. This person looks up to you as like a mentor, because it's how they feel about you with the Sage card being here and the Weaver. This person sees you as like a mentor, someone who is extremely wise, someone who knows themselves so well that you could face anything in your life and never find yourself defeated. That's how this person feels and perceives you and the life it is that you're building. They see you as someone who has the ability to start whatever it is that you want and you finish what it is that you start. You're very true to your word. You're very true to your actions. You make things very clear to the people around you of why you do what you do, how you do what you do. And this person sees you as someone that doesn't do anything without pure reason, intention, result or purpose. You know what I mean? So this person really trusts you, pile number one. This person really looks up to you and they really value the sage that you are, the priestess or priest that you are, the master that you have evolved yourself to become. Whether you feel this or not, this is just how they see you, you know? So let's go ahead and take a look at how it is that the people in your everyday life see you. So let's start off with this, please. Guides, guardians, and universe for pile number 2. How do the people that they interact with daily currently secretly see them? How do they feel about them? How do they perceive them in their life journey? Oof. Okay. So people around you, pile number 2, secretly think that you are someone who has secret understandings that are mystical, that are amazing, that are powerful, that are transformative. People see you as someone who is very advanced in your ability to connect with different sorts of people, but it's more like intellectualize how people relate to people. Does that make sense? People see you as someone who has the ability to bring large groups of people together, even if they have large indifference, if that makes sense. They see you as highly evolved, highly advanced, and someone who has like esoteric knowledge. Once again, some people, they are very vague. You know what I mean? I think most people just know your persona, pile number 2. So if you have something like a platform like what I'm doing here, or like, I don't know, a business, or like you work for a company that focuses on humans, health, human health, in whichever way that might be categorized, I guess. People hold a very vague understanding of you. They know your persona, but they don't know deeper than that. They don't know the struggles that you go through. You never put these sorts of things on display. People don't see you as someone who projects your issues on other people with indecision, appreciation, anxiety, and with this card being here. So some people also see you guys as those who have the ability to connect with divine beings. You also have a very good memory, pile number 2, and people kind of depend on you for your memory, I'd say here. You're very good at taking down notes and remembering the important things. You don't get distracted very easily, but when you are presented with a choice, you're very good at looking at the positives and negatives of both choices. You know what I'm saying? So people overall see you as someone who has amazing discernment, the ability to kind of weigh up the pros and cons of situations that aren't good. People see you and secretly feel as though you are someone who has the ability to bring in a lot of balance into other people's lives, because you prioritize needs over just wants, once again, not becoming distracted by superficial things. And because of this, people really do appreciate you. Everyone who you kind of come to cross, pile number 2, when they think of you, they remember the great things that you did for them, the way that you put yourself forward to help them grow goodness in their lives and see the goodness that they have, see the goodness that they are. And yeah, people are very, very appreciative of the relationship that they've had the ability to build with you, and to also kind of maintain with you. I think you are someone who puts in a lot of effort to create really healthy connections and relationships. You know, people outside of you also perceive you to be presented with a lot of options, and I think you're coming to the end of a like life cycle or a life phase right now, and you're taking time out to figure out what it is that you wish to pursue moving forward. People see you as someone who probably is very sensitive. Sorry. Yeah, very sensitive to the subtle energies, shifts around you, pile number 2. And that's why people perceive you as sometimes being worried about things. But it's not that you're worried. It's more like, I think you're the type of people to take time out away from the crowd and away from larger groups, so that you can reflect or self-analyze and come to terms with what it is that you should be wary of, what it is that you should be, be careful of. People also see as though you are someone who has an uncanny ability to kind of like predict what will happen. So for example, if someone came to you with a worry about something, you'll be like, oh, don't do this because this is going to happen. And if they don't listen to you, they'll go and do that and then find out exactly what you said was exactly accurate. And that's how people outside of you secretly perceive you. They feel like you are someone who's extremely understanding, and that you are someone who is very well versed within your knowledge. They see you as someone who has the ability to connect with anyone that you set your mind to and want to. You're very good at making hard decisions as well, and that's how people feel about you, pile number 2. They would come to you when they need a leader or a clear perspective. They would come to you when they need to look past negative situations in their life for a clear perspective, you know. So moving on to take a look at how it is that spirit secretly see you. How does spirit see pile number 2, please? How does spirit secretly feel about pile number 2? How does spirit secretly perceive their journey so far and moving forward? Okay, so starting off with how it is that spirit perceive you and your journey so far moving forward. They see that you've made a lot of promises to yourself that you haven't kept, pile number 2. Spirits say that you have probably indulged in things that haven't encouraged the best health, the best mindset, the best perception of self, is what they're saying. So what spirit are kind of advising you through this card is to stick to what it is that you say you're going to do for yourself. You know what I mean? Don't rip yourself off from the goodness that you can build and already have. And once again, the goodness that you embody. Spirit also perceive you as someone who has your focuses on many very good things, but they perceive you as someone either in the past or now. You'll only know what resonates based on your reality. But as someone who has always wanted for the goodness but have never or has not put in the appropriate effort to make that goodness come to be. And it's just for yourself. It's not for the world around you. I think, once again, from what I saw through this spread, you are people who live to create goodness, not just for yourself but others. And what this is saying is that spirit perceive you to be as someone who does that. Focus on the goodness for others, but they want you to focus more on building goodness for yourself. And that's how they perceive your life to become like moving forward in your journey, if that makes sense. Reprioritizing, refocusing the goodness in your life and remanifesting that for yourself. They also see you as someone who has gone through a lot by your own. I heard lonesome, but on your own. You've developed yourself, learned about your independence, learned about what you believe in, learned about what brings you vitality, what brings you life force. And they're saying that where you found your belonging, or where you will find your belonging, is within the home of yourself. You know, and that's how spirit perceive your journey so far. You've been learning about yourself, learning about the comfortability within yourself, your skill sets, your talents, your ambitions, your goals, your ego, and also your sensuality, is what I just heard, has been a big focus for you up until this point right now. And it may continue to be this way moving forward. I'm not sure. It will all come down to your own needs to grow. You know what I mean? When it comes to how spirits secretly feel about you, we have the fairy ring and the golden phoenix. So, things that you had given up on in the past, pile number 2, spirits secretly feel as though you need to pick these things back up, and because you know that they're true to you, they're a part of you, they're things that you love and believe in. And as you start to explore the things that you've given up on, you're going to discover new skill sets about yourself and learn how to make rapid improvements through these skill sets. People are saying around you that you are someone who who can do everything but can't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? And spirit say they perceive you and feel that you have learned a lot about yourself through service of others, if that makes sense. People see you as very, very resourceful, or at least as someone who is willing to develop the skill sets it is that you need to get through your life. And that's what Spirit's saying here, that you pretty much radiate the energy of like a phoenix. So you rebirth yourself and bring your best qualities to the forefront through your struggles, through your challenges, is what I see here. So Spirit feel as though you've developed yourself to be very strong, but you've never given up. And they feel you are very, very well developed because of this. You've made so much improvements in this one lifetime than what you have in probably 3 lifetimes prior to now. So it's been a very impactful life so far. You have a very important, deep story, and for some of you it might be quite dark, but spirits say that you've discovered a lot about yourself through this darkness, and you've seen the light that has come out of it. Yeah, spirit feel as though you are someone who is very, once again, well-rounded, well-developed, well perceived as well by the people outside of you. So how they feel about you as a person, we have Fiona and the Unicorn, and use your time well, make every moment count. And the gift of sacred sight. So yeah, once again, you guys have the ability to see into the future. You guys might identify to be like clairvoyant, or just intuitive in general. You see things other people don't see, and you know this. This could be details about situations or people, but you see things very clearly when people outside of you don't. They spirit see you as a person who finds value in places and things that other people overlook or don't tend to appreciate, and spirit appreciate you for this. Once again, the idea of mystical beings is here with the unicorn and the fairies. So some of you guys might read Oracle or have the ability to divinate through Oracle. Some of you guys might even like have fairy decks or unicorn decks. But the main message here is that spirits see you as someone who is mystical in itself. And you've gone through very long cycles of learning how to use everything it is that you are aware of about yourself to the best of your ability to create the best possible outcomes. And that's the type of person that spirit sees that you are. You don't like to waste people's time outside of you, and in return I don't think spirit like to waste your time, and you don't like to waste your own time either. You're the types of people that will focus in on whatever for as long as it's needed, even if that's forever, as long as you know you're not wasting your time and that it's going to come to prove something positive. So spirit see you as a loner. Spirit see you as one of a kind. Spirit sees you as a very strong, well-developed individual who can really create what it is that they want to live for themselves. Pile number 2. So those are the messages that I have for you today. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope this has come a positive service to you guys, and with all that being said, until next time, bye. Hello, pile number 3, and welcome to your reading. Thank you guys so much for being here today. So we're going to take a look at what it is that the person on your mind secretly thinks, feels, and perceives you. Then we're going to take a look into the general spread, where we'll see what people who cross you every day secretly think and feel about you and perceive you. Then we're going to take a look into another add-on that I've put into the spread, where we're going to take a look at how spirits secretly think, feel, and perceive you in your journey so far and moving forward. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, this reading is going to be for you guys. And by now you guys would have chosen the love card. So the way that this person sees you, pile number 3, is all the goodness that you are, all the goodness that you embody, how compassionate and caring you are, how much empathy you have. Taking a look at this as well, it's highlighting the hands in the background of this card. So this is kind of telling me that some of the people that is on your mind see you as someone who is very creative with your hands, or that you are healers through your hand chakras. Some of you might also have a hidden gift for palmistry, just chucking that out there. I don't know why, but I just heard that come up. So like one of you or 2 of you might have a hidden talent for palmistry, or you actually practice in it and you've given this person a palmistry reading before, or just taking a general look at their hands, you know what I'm saying. This person sees you as a protective force, and someone who is very supportive in the most harshest times. This person loves having you around in their when they're in their darkness, because of the support and love that you provide, the nurture you provide, and the safety you create in situations where this person is scared or feels little or feels like they're not up to the task of facing and confronting the truth of their realities. This person sees you as somewhat of an earth angel, pile number 3, because you jump into action when you are most needed, you know, and you bring your best versions of self to the forefront. At least this is how this person has experienced and perceived you secretly up until now. This might even not be that secret. This person might actually voice to you how important you are to them and how much of a role you've had in their life. Now, I also want to say that you are someone who has loved this person even through their darkest states. And that's how this person secretly feels about you, that you've loved them even when they didn't deserve to be loved, that you've been there when they didn't deserve to have you there. Now, let's take a deeper look. How is it that the person on pile number 3's mind is currently perceiving them? How is it that they currently feel about them secretly? And how is it that they perceive their life journey or purpose and presence? So we have the Sage come back out. We have the Ancestors and the Weaver. So the person that's on your mind believes that you have very powerful connections to your guides. Your ancestry. You have a lot of wisdom that has followed you through lifetimes, and that you get passed on a lot of amazing information, wisdom, guidance, insights from spirit outside of you that you have the ability to connect to. Once again, the most dominant thing here is the hands. They're repeating. So some of you, I don't know, I keep being drawn to palmistry, and I'm being drawn to like things like Reiki, energy sending and healing here. They see you as someone who is a true speaker, pile number 3, and someone who's not afraid to display the truth, even in times when the truth could be harmful or hurtful. You're very honest, you're very direct, and you're very pure within your intentions when you do speak. This person sees you as someone who doesn't use your voice to waste it. Everything that you kind of say to this person or share with this person is in value, is in service of the highest good, of the connection, of the person, of the future, of the past that you've come from. Does that make sense? So this person also sees you as someone who is like soul family. It could be soul family, pile number 3. Or this person sees as though you've come from a long line of like a certain profession, like witches, clairvoyants, clairaudience, farmers. You know, it's something that there's a pattern that's follow through your bloodline that this person sees come through you as well. So they believe that this has been passed on to you through like generations before you, if that makes sense. So this person sees you as very sacred, mystical, magical. Does this person currently feel about my pile number 1? How does the person on the mind pile number 3 currently feel about them? Yeah, magi, with a hand being here once again. So yeah, they see you as a provider. Pile number 3, quite honestly, a provider of insight, a provider of love, a provider of safety, a provider of truth, a provider of creation and growth, of safe spaces. Pile number 3. They also see you as someone who has a strong connection to the body, health, psychology. Some of you guys might actually teach this person how it is that they can look after themselves and understand their body, their health, their physical vitality, their spiritual energy. So taking a look into another deck here, pile number 3. What does the person on pile number 3's mind secretly think about them? How do they secretly feel? How do they secretly perceive? Okay. So we have, they perceive you to be very attractive. Very, very attractive, pile number 3. They also perceive you to be someone who has got a lot of attention. They see you as someone who attracts in a lot of people who are jealous of you. Pile number 3, people who go up in secret competition against you. They perceive you as someone who has a lot of assets and a lot of value to you, and you display these things. You know what I'm saying? I would also say that a lot of people see you as like a mentor, or like as someone who is very successful in their professions and in their focuses. And this person sees as though that you have a lot of people who try to stand up and challenge you, your identity, who it is that you truly are. This person also sees you as someone who they don't want to lose. They don't want to lose you. They actually have a secret fear of being abandoned by you, pile number 3. Whether you know this openly or not, it is the truth. They feel like you're someone who has a lot of interesting conversations, someone who has a lot of interesting focuses and depths of knowledge and insight. Once again, they are kind of always thinking about you, pile number 3, waiting to hear from you, waiting to converse with you and share the experiences that you have been having. This might be someone who's across seas from you. This might be something like a online sort of connection, but they're like always there with you, always thinking about you, always messaging you, looking out for you in the ways that they can. But they see you as someone who also does the same thing. You look out for everybody that comes into your life, you know. You have such a genuine heart and genuine approach to life as you are, that this person has very high respect for you because of it. They also see you as, once again, very, very attractive. They perceive you to be someone who could be a little bit flirtatious as well, pile number 3. But they see you as someone who is like wanted by many, respected by many, perceived to be as attractive or seductive by many. You guys probably promote divine feminine energy. Now, when I say divine feminine energy, I'm not saying the gender, I'm saying the energy. You're very internal, and you're very good at bringing the internal realm to display, which is the masculine. So being able to display your internal reality, who it is that you truly are, the true depth of self-awareness that you have, and allowing that to shine through you in everything it is that you do. This person on your mind also sees you as someone who could be like a mind reader. Like perhaps you're very sensitive through your empathy or clairsentience, and this person knows this about you too, but they love and respect you very much. They find you extremely attractive. Pile number 3. Right, taking a look at how it is that people who cross you on a day-to-day basis secretly think, secretly feel, and secretly perceive. So people perceive you to be as someone who doesn't openly share yourself with everybody. You're not someone who probably talks about your plans to create stability, the plans it is that you hold for yourself in the long run. You probably don't openly talk or boast either. Pile number 3. People see you as very humble, very accepting, very welcoming. They see you as someone who has a lot of purpose and a lot of belonging. You're very disciplined in your approach to life and stability, pile number 3. So I think you're also someone that a lot of other people outside of you depend on, and they secretly think that you are someone who preserves your necessities for that purpose, your necessities and your love. You don't overgive your love or your compassion too much. You don't overgive information or insight or wisdom too much either, because you understand that that can become overwhelming. So you're very good at discerning what people can take, what people can discern, what people can comprehend, and you're very good at putting these things into perspective for others outside of you. So people also see you as someone who preserves your resources once again, but also like preserves the meaning behind what it is that you do. You preserve your purpose here. You know what I'm saying? And that's what people who cross you on your everyday basis quite literally think about you. They think that you're very, very stable within yourself and your own self-awareness, your own presence of self as well. And you're very homebody. That's what some people think about you, that you're a homebody. You're more comfortable and more secure, or feel more stable at home around your everyday surroundings. People also think that you're currently taking time out from socializing, from gatherings, from making your presence known in the public, or at least some people think that you've been going through a process of doing this, pile number 3, but really, I think you've been bringing an end to pastime behaviors, patterns, commitments, connections, and releasing perceptions that give you false security. And that's what you've been doing in the background. Going through a cleansing and decluttering process, I believe, here. That's what people currently secretly think about you. They also think that you've been and done a lot of work to learn what it means to appreciate yourself and your presence, pile number 3. They think that you've struggled a lot in your past by people who have tried to challenge you. Yeah, new beginnings, that you've fought a lot to get where it is that you are in creativity. Yeah, people secretly think that you're very good at creating new beginnings by the things it is that you have the ability to create. So people would say that you're a pioneer, have the ability to become an entrepreneur. If you're a single parent, they see you as an amazing parent, pile number 3. And they also see you as someone who is just focused on being the best versions of yourself that you can be, doing the best that you can in your everyday approaches to life. And they appreciate this about you. You preserve the goodness in others as well, and this is how people see you on a daily basis too, pile number 3. So that's lovely. I love that. Taking a look at how it is that spirit secretly think about you, how they secretly feel about you, and how they secretly perceive your journey up until now or moving forward. Okay. You have the ability to achieve great things. Rediscover your individuality, become a dragon, and wisdom as light as a feather. So pile number 3, the way that spirit perceive you, they perceive you as someone who is a truth seeker, really. They see that you are someone who has the ability to find wisdom anywhere from anyone, because you understand that wisdom is in everything. It's more so like who is connected to that wisdom to bring that through, and who understands the true depth and value of what it is that they have to offer. Spirits see that you are someone who respects everyone around you who comes across you. At least you do your best to do this. And that you are someone who tries to see how it is that you can best get along with everybody. Spirit sees you as someone who brings union to situations, and someone who is just wanting the best for everyone, really. You also give really good advice just through simplicity, pile number 3, and that's what Spirit is saying about you. They feel like you are one of a kind, and they feel like you are someone who is very rare in this world. Your purity, your innocence, of trying to just get it by every day and do the best that you can by the people around you and who it is that you are and yourself. Yeah, spirits say this is an amazing quality about yourself that is rare, that you overlook and underappreciate at times. But they see as though and perceive you as though, or at least to be someone who is well respected, well listened to by people around you. You might not always perceive people to listen to you, but people do. They do. They take what it is that you say in, because they find what it is that you have to share as very valuable. Some people also see as though, or at least spirits say, that you've done a lot of spiritual work, shadow work, self-development. And because of this, you've proven to yourself that you can overcome and conquer anything it is that you set your mind to, pile number 3. And quite literally, people outside of you also perceive this about you as well. You're someone who is very humble, you're someone who is very grounded, and you're someone who's not afraid to do the work to get to where it is that you want to be, or to evolve into who it is that you need to be in your everyday life. So overall, spirits see you as one of a kind, very rare, very special, and very powerful, pile number 3. So those are the messages that I have for you today. Thank you so very much for stopping by. I hope this has come positive service to you. And with all that being said, until next time, bye. Hello, pile number 4, and welcome to your reading. If you guys chose the Creator card, this reading is going to be for you. So we're going to take a look at how it is that the person on your mind currently secretly thinks, feels, and perceives you. Then we're going to take a look at how it is that the general currently secretly think, feel, and perceive you. Then I've added a different section onto this spread where we're going to take a look at how it is that Spirit secretly think, feel, and perceive you and your journey. So connecting to your guys' energy, the person that's on your mind currently thinks that you are someone who has the ability to create whatever it is that you wish to experience right now. I would say this is someone that you've probably moved away from, that you once shared a deep connection with the Creator being here as well. They think that you've become independent to them, if that makes sense, pile number 4. Now, the person that's on your mind, they also think you have really good style, by the way, is what I just heard. And they think that you are someone who has changed a lot since when you were connected to them. This person sees as though you've done a lot of self-growth, a lot of work on yourself, and worked through a lot of your shadows. So I would say when you were connected with the person that's on your mind, pile number 4, you learned a lot about your lower nature, your darker nature, your shadows, your struggles, things that you wanted to change or learn how to deal with differently, if that makes sense. And this person sees as though you've done all of that. Everything that you learned about yourself while you're in connection with them, you've learned to better on your own. Yep. With the warrior card being here, you're someone who's had to crusade through your life on your own. I would say you've learned how to become more independent in your ways of speaking, thinking, and you've learned how to deal with your reaction a lot different to the way that you would have when you were connected to this person. What does the person on pile number 4's mind currently secretly think about them? How do they feel? And how do they perceive? How interesting. Okay, pile number 4. The way this person currently secretly thinks about you is we have sheer wisdom in the outlaw. So this person thinks that you're unconventional in your ways. You're not traditional. You're very unique in the way it is that you approach your life, approach people, and approach your adventures in life. This person sees you as someone who has probably outgrown a lot of things that weren't truly reflective of who it is that you are. So, for example, if there is crime in your past life to now, they see you as someone who has done a lot of work to work through reacting or responding to life through crime. That's just for some of you. Now for others of you, this is more so talking about how it is that you've learned to go against the majority or the popular opinion and to stand in what it is that you know is right to you, what you know has been gifted to you by your better judgment. That's the way that this person sees you. They also see you as someone who has very, very patient with yourself and with the unfolding of life itself. They feel like you're someone who had a lot of patience for them as well. This person recognizes how they weren't always the best sort of person for you, pile number 4, and they want to acknowledge that. I think that they probably were very versatile in their ways. So they were never really reliable or predictable or one way. They were forever kind of evolving around you and never really settling in their own character, if that makes sense. And this person wants to kind of acknowledge that and you know, it's not your fault, is what I just heard part number 4. It's not your fault, and this person knows that. This person probably had a lot of addictions as well. This could have even been like buddies that you've outgrown, because like, say for example, you know how you have like that friend that you get drunk with and have great times with, but you never really share a deeper bond than when you're drunk or when you're having fun or when you're going out and all that sort of stuff. Well, this person understands what brought you guys together and understands what separated you two if you guys are in separation. They understand and they don't blame you, and they want you to know that. For others of you, this person sees you as someone who finds alternative solutions in different places, if that makes sense. So like if you have connections or have how can I put this? 2 seconds. Let me just pull another card so that I don't talk not knowing what I'm actually talking about. I just want to be sure. Oh no, it's right. Okay, so this person sees you as someone who's found alternative ways to take action towards the things it is that you want. You know what I mean? Perhaps there were certain beliefs or things that this person told you that you can't have, but they were wrong. And you've proved this person wrong, and they've been humbled by you. That's what this person secretly is feeling for you, you know. They feel like they want to take action back towards you as well so that they could create balance. But the problem is, pile number 4, their ego is too much to keep healthy balance in this connection, if that makes sense. This person loves you. For real, for real. They're still in love with you. I can't fall out of love with you is what I just heard. It pisses them off, and I'm going to be honest. They see you as someone who is very resourceful, very much in your power, and has all it is that you need to live a sustainable, good life. But this person has truths that are unspoken to you, but they have too many addictions and poor habits to be... This might sound wrong, but it's true. And it's just the only way that I can put it. This person isn't worthy of you. Not in the version of themselves that they're standing, and not in the versions of themselves that they're choosing to project themselves as, if that makes sense. Pile number 4. This person still loves you. They still want to come back to you, but they know they're not good for you. They know they're not good for you. With the storm warning being here. So they see you as someone who came in and shook up their life. Quite literally. You 360'd them, if that makes sense. 360'd their view, their beliefs, their thoughts, their thoughts of what was possible. This person's holding a lot of secrets away from you as well. I think this person could even be talking about you secretly in the background to their people. And they're probably in a lot more pain than what you might recognize just yet. What does this person secretly think and feel for those who have come to view pile number 4? This person sees you as going through an amazing changes. After a time of heartbreak, regret, grief, negative nostalgia. And I think you had to take an independent route. And this person knows this. You had to become independent from everyone that you knew, everyone that you loved, everything that you believed in. You had to take a break from it. And this hurt you. I want to say pile number 3. It probably damaged your courage, your belief in yourself, your belief in what it is that you are able to achieve. It harmed your confidence, your trust, and your willingness. And that's how this person secretly perceived you. They saw you as being broken. This person purposely left you in that state, in the broken state, because they wanted you to become codependent on them. And that's what they secretly think. But they see you as someone who has moved through the worst of it all, made the best out of it, and you're going to be attracting in good stuff because of this, because of the distance you built with all the things that you thought you wanted. This person is jealous of you because they see you still doing better than what you were than when you were with them, and it's putting them into this stance of what you were once feeling. The loss, the regret, the grief, the self-punishment. It's being returned to the sender, and quite literally I mean it. Return to sender. This person wished ill will on you, pile number 4. They wanted you to become codependent on them, but instead they damaged the connection and probably put in a permanent distance between you two. I want to say here, they see you as someone who is very much in commandership of your own life, pile number 4, you know. Okay, so what do they secretly think, feel, and perceive of those who have come to view pile number 4? Okay, cards are jumping everywhere. This person, I'd say, is not in connection with you at this time, or doesn't have the ability to communicate with you, because they want to say a lot. But I don't think there's anything that can be said right now that would make much of a difference, other than just create a little bit more of clarity or suffice and satisfy your, oh my god, you'll want to know about what they think. Like, I don't know what really happened here, but I don't like this person's energy around you, because what I heard was indoctrination. Like, I think they were trying to condition you into a way of being so that you would settle for less than what you deserve. Pile number 4. I don't like that. This person recognizes how wrong they are now. And if they don't right now at this very second, they're about to, like I said, a week, 2 weeks. They've been hurting over how they've watched you grow through what they put you through intentionally. So this person feels like they were a karmic to you. At one stage, they wanted to be soulmates with you, but because they couldn't control you, pile number 4, they tried to condition you into a way of being. And because you wouldn't conform, they I would say they kind of formed a resentment within themselves because they couldn't control you. They couldn't make you do what they wanted you to do. You weren't the way that they wanted you to be, and you probably received a lot more attention than what they were comfortable with. And what I just heard was, I wouldn't be looking elsewhere if you were just being who it is that you said you were. I don't know, this person had a perception that you might have always been cheating on them or talking to other people, but it wasn't. You're a very attractive person. You're a very beautiful person. So, of course, people are naturally going to gravitate towards you, but this person turned you into something that you weren't. Publicly put on display a version of your character that you're not. And it's almost like they purposely tried to make you react in certain ways or set up certain situations to display you in a way that you're really, 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 really not. And I want to validate that for you. This person, narcissistic. Narcissistic tendencies, at least. Pile number 4 now. This person secretly feels as though you've gotten or gained a lot of happiness and expansion from choosing to leave behind what you know wasn't good for you. And this includes them and probably their connections. But they secretly enjoyed the time that they had with you. They enjoyed the lightness that you provided. They enjoyed the happiness and playfulness that you kind of encouraged within them. You allowed and probably reintroduced them to a part of themselves that was gentle, that was nurturing, that was compassionate. But I don't know, for some reason, they've had like a negative belief about being this way in the world. I don't know. So they were very, very selfish in this connection. Very, very, self-focused, so that they could probably heal the things that they recognized were wrong when they started dating you or when they started being in connection with your pile number 4, if that makes sense. You triggered a lot of things from their past that they once didn't recognize were an issue. And you made it known to them that this was an issue. And instead of them placing the heaviness on the issue, they blamed you for pointing out the issue. Does that make sense? I hope so. But the thing is, they're struggling to let you go. And that's the hidden truth of what they're feeling. They're struggling to let you go. They're struggling to grow. They're struggling to create security. And they're struggling to create inner stability within themselves. And this is all because their ego, pile number 4, like quite literally. Not gonna lie. Alright, taking a look at what it is that they want you to know. They want you to know that you are worthy of the dreams it is that you wish to experience for yourself. They know that they were aiming above their I don't know the word, but they were aiming above when they were chasing you. And they knew that. They knew that they couldn't provide for you what it was that you were worthy of, what it was that you were deserving of, and the life it is that you know you were destined for. They couldn't support you through that. They're not that person, pile 4. And they knew that, but they tried to be that and lie to you about it. Yeah. This person is saddened by how they chose to be throughout the connection, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at how people outside of you are currently secretly perceiving, feeling, and thinking about you. A pile 4, please, guides. So for the first card, we have door to personal healing and happiness. Yeah. We have all tied up. We have happy family. And we also have the angel of strength. So pile number 4. People see you as a good parent if you are a parent. You're an amazing parent. You're a really good mom, dad, auntie, uncle, whatever it is. Whatever your role might be, they see you as an amazing family member. People in your family are very, very appreciative of you. Pile number 4, they appreciate your presence, your commitment, your loyalty, your dedication, your investment. They appreciate the love and nurture that you give, but also they appreciate the versions of yourself that you step into that you feel as though is needed at the most appropriate times. The people around you see you as very, very colorful. Pile number 4. And I just heard, I love you. But you are so loved. You are so much more loved than what you know, quite literally. I don't think people around you are very good at telling you how loved you really are. But I am here sharing that with you today. People around you struggle to be emotionally vulnerable. And I think this is because you, in turn, might struggle to express and display your emotions, or at least the vulnerability of yourself to the people around you, because so many people depend on you. And in turn, it reflects to you as people not knowing how to emotionally comfort you, emotionally express themselves to you. And it's not because the feelings aren't there, it's just that they don't know how to put that towards you in the best possible way that they know you're going to get, because you are very private with your own vulnerability and you're very private with your own emotional processing. So it's not as easy as just coming up to you and being like, I love you because of this, this, and this. Because most of the real hard nitty-gritty work that you do is behind the scenes. It's quiet. It's internal. Pile number 4. That's how people secretly see you. They feel like you're someone who's very patient, very kind, very generous, very... Did I say compassionate and nurturing already? You're very good at impartially taking into consideration everything, all forms of information that is available to you within the present times, which gives you a really good judge of like character analysis. I just heard psychoanalysis. You might be very good at predicting what sorts of people are behind the scenes without them telling you to. But yeah, people see you as someone who is kind of busied with all of your own commitments, your own self-development. Sorry, got a hiccup. And again. But they see you as someone who's strong, and for the most part, pile number 4, people see you as gentle. People see you as kind. I have hiccups, damn it. And people see you as aware. I might have to go because of me hiccups and then come back once they're gone. But they also know that you have a hidden side to you, one that can be very vicious. You're a paradox, pile number 4. You become what you need to. And you become what life requires of you. But for the most part, people see you as like someone who is pure, someone who is intentional with your approaches to life and people. But they see you as someone who is tied up in your commitments and in your dedications, you know. They also see you as someone who is going through a self-healing process, someone who is opening doors to new opportunities and seeking out what is naturally complementary to the truth of who it is that they are, the truth of the life they wish to live. And they see you as someone who has come to an acceptance of an end of a cycle. So you're learning to take time out and heal yourself and prepare yourself for the next phase of life, the next beautiful thing that you're looking for. So with that being said, pile number 4, let's take a look at how it is that Spirit secretly feel, see, and perceive you. For pile number 4, please, guides. So how they see you is falling. They see you and perceive your life journey as do not drink poison. They feel that you're setting your course. So yeah, once again, you guys have gone through a massive change from what I see here, and that's what Spirit is saying. You've gone through massive changes, you've gone through massive transformations, and very significant endings of things that are not good for you moving forward, or not sustainable for your future, or compatible with who it is that you know you are and have discovered yourself to be. Spirits say they see you as someone who is getting ready to venture outside of your comfort zone, getting ready to break past what you have become used to, the sorts of people, the sorts of commitments, the sorts of surroundings, outcomes, results. You're starting to grow past these things, and you're wanting to know or experience something more sustainable, truthful, long-lasting. So what this is saying is the way that Spirit think and feel for you, they're trying to help you create a plan for yourself that is better for you in the long run. They're trying to help you to gain a perspective over what is not healthy for you in relationships, and the sustainability that will outstand the test of time, and things that you wish to experience for yourself. And that's what Spirit is saying about you, that you've worked really hard to work away from people who do not want the best for you, who are not ready to reciprocate equally what you have to give to them. Pile number 4, Spirit also saying that you might still be confused as to why things went the way that they did, because with the falling card here, this promotes information that is unknown but available. You know why things went to poos. You do know. You don't know why this person chose to react in the ways that they did, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter why these things came to an end. What matters is what you learned from what came to an end, if that makes sense. The feelings that you get when you reflect on these focuses are giving you the answers that you're looking for, why they needed to end. Does that make sense? So for example, if you think of like an ex and you get really upset, you get really like doubtful, you get icky feelings around your confidence and all that, that's why it needed to end, because that's what was happening. And that's what you would have lived with forever if you had stayed where you were. So listen to the truth that's being revealed to you through your emotions. Don't use the truth against yourself, but allow it to reveal to you the truth of what was going on internally. But yeah, those are the messages that I have for you today. I feel like I'm still leaving you high and dry. So one more card. How does Spirit describe those who have come to view pile number 4 before we end the reading? The way that Spirit would describe you is that you have the ability to manifest whatever it is that you wish to experience in your reality. When it comes to money, profession, connections, career, love, everything that you need, you're never going to find outside of you through someone else. Pile number 4. It's only going to come through you and the resources and the things it is that you can provide for yourself. So Spirit say you are someone who is very passionate, very insightful, very action orientated, very self-assured, but you're also very compassionate, very intuitive, very understanding. You're also very creative as well. And Spirit wants you to be able to utilize these parts of yourself, and you wouldn't have been able to do that with whoever it was that was on your mind. You wouldn't have been able to explore your depths and your capabilities and untapped potential, and the reality it is that you can build for yourself moving into the future. And that's how Spirit perceive you, as someone learning about the possibilities that you can have, that this person that you were thinking about was holding you back from achieving. So those are the messages I have for you today, pile number 4. Thank you so very much for stopping by, and with all that being said, until next time.